සම්මා සම්බුදු සරණයි. කෙනෙකුට ලබා දිය හැකි උතුම්ම ත්‍යාගය, උතුම්ම දානය, ධර්ම දානය. හර්ත ටීවී අමයුරු බුදුබණ ධර්මදේශනා මාලාවේ විශේෂ ඉංග්‍රීසි ධර්මදේශනාවක් සමගිනුයි ඔබ දැන් සම්බන්ධ වන්නේ. මාර්තු මස 9 වන දින උපන්දිනය සමරන ඔනිත යනාල්, කැනඩාවේ පදිංචි මාර්තු මස 24 වන දින උපන්දිනය සමරන එවන්ස් දිසානායක මහතා, මාර්තු මස 30 වන දින උපන්දිනය සමරන තෙනුක්කි ලිසාමා, සිතුලි සේයා, ඩිනෙල් දිසානායක, ඕස්ට්‍රේලියාවේ චනුල් කුලතුංග යන දරුවන්ට ආශිර්වාද කිරීමටත්, ජනවාරි මස 17 වන දින උපන්දිනය සැමරූ යෙනුක බිනොවින් සහ ජනවාරි මස 18 වන දින උපන්දිනය සමරන චෙනුක මිරාජ් දරුවන්ට ආශිර්වාද සිදු කිරීමටත්, අගෝස්තු 30 වන දින උපන්දිනය සමරන රයිලි දිසානායකට ආශිර්වාද කිරීමටත්, තම පවුලේ හා මිතුරන් ඇතුළු ලෝකේ පුරා සිටින සියලුම දරුවන්ට ආශිර්වාද සිදු කිරීමටත්, මේ යන්නට යෙදුණු දෙමව්පියන්, ඥාති හිත මිතුරන් ඇතුළු සියලුම දෙනාට පින් අනුමෝදන් කිරීමත් අරමුණු කර ගනිමින් අද දින ධර්මදේශනාව සඳහා දායකත්වයේ ලබා දෙන්නේ හබරකඩ පදිංචි දේවිකා සමරසින්න මහත්මිය, කැනඩාවේ පදිංචි නදීකා අමරසේකර සහ නවසීලන්තයේ පදිංචි සම්පත් අමරසේකර ඇතුළු පවුලේ සුපින්වතුන් විසින් විශේෂිත ඉංග්‍රීසි ධර්මදේශනාව සඳහා මගේ මේ පාද නමස්කාර පූර්වක ආරාධනය ඇමරිකාවේ ස්ටැනන් අයිලන්ඩ් විහාරස්ථානයේ වැඩවසන හීන්බුන්නේ කොණ්ඩඤ්ඤ ගෞරවනීය ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේට. අවසරයි ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ.
නමෝ තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. අසුතවා භික්ඛවේ පුතුජනෝ සුඛම්පි වේදනං වේදයති දුක්ඛම්පි වේදනං වේදයති අදුක්ඛමසුඛං දුක් වේදනං වේදයති. Dear friends of Dhamma, today this Dhamma talk is sponsored by family members of Devika Amarasekara, a resident of Hibunne, Nadika Amarasekara, a resident of Canada, and Sampath Amarasekara, a resident of New Zealand. They are thinking of invoking blessing to their children who are celebrating their birthdays in March, especially on March 9th, Amita Yonel, 24th of March, Evans Disanayaka in Canada, 30th March, Tenuki Lisma and her friend Situli Seya, cousin brother of Dinel Disanayaka and Chanul Kulatung in Australia, and living in many different places. So therefore, the family members, the sponsors decided to invoke the blessings of Triple Gem to these children whose birthday, as a birthday gift, and also want to send their best wishes and blessing to the children who celebrated their birthdays in January. That is Yenuka Binovin, 17th January, and Chenuka Miraj, 18th January. With these thoughts, they decided to sponsor Dhamma Desana, which I think very meritorious and very valuable practice. And just to give a share a Dhamma, what we call as Dhamma Dana in Buddhist tradition, as Budhu taught, which is the excellent gift that we can give. Knowing Dhamma could help many to polish their lives, save their life, shape their lives. Because as we see, when we know the Dhamma with understanding, we can correct ourselves, polish ourselves, beautify ourselves with qualities, good qualities. For that reason, you all decided to give this gift of Dhamma, share this Dhamma with your friends, relatives, and the people who are wanting to, desiring to learn something which is very special nowadays. The Dhamma is so much helpful. It could not only to within Sri Lanka, but it is also far away part of the world. Especially you can see nowadays this world situation is so different. So therefore, sharing Dhamma can guide us, help us to bring peace within and around us, which is, especially at this time, we see the peace is disappearing from the world. Many people are going through so much of pain. So therefore, this Dhamma could be very helpful. What I thought was to share the Dhamma based on one of the discourses I just recited in Pali, a small piece of Budhu's teaching, that is called Salla Sutta. Salla Sutta is in the Sutta Pitaka, I believe many of you have heard. In this Sutta Pitaka, there is one book called Samyutta Nikaya. There is in this Samyutta Nikaya one category called Vedana Samyutta. Vedana, I think Vedana you understand, feeling. Based on feelings, we sometimes do our thoughts are generated based on it. So when we say the Salla, especially, Salla means, in Sinhala we call it Ula or Katua. In English we use it dart. See, when Salla is, or Katua, or the pin or the dart, when it got stuck, it hurts. Suppose when you are walking through, as you walk, so that maybe get caught up with the salla or the dart, it hurts. As it hurts, what happened to us? We try to remove it. So when we try to remove it, maybe we are using it another similar something to take it out, remove it. As we do it, we go through much of pain. So to remove the pain, we use another something similar to get rid of that. But as we do it, it hurts. What happens in our day-to-day lives when we do not know the Dhamma well, so it would be creating more pain in us. So therefore, what Budhu is guiding us in this, particularly this particular Salla, discourse of Salla, what he did was, one day he was addressing the monks. Always when in Budhu's daily schedule, he has a time to meet with the monks and to do the Dhamma discussion, teaching. Especially in the evenings, there's a place called Dhammsabha Mandape, Chamber of Dhamma. place where they discuss Dhamma. Monks, they will sit there and they are discussing certain things. And if that happened, Budhu happened to see, when he comes, he asks, "Oh, monks, what kind of discussion have you had before I arrived?" So based on that, when if whatever he heard from them, based on that, he started his discussion. But in this particular situation, that there was, I do not see in such a situation, but he is talking about Vedana, these feelings. We know there are certain kinds of feelings. Dukkha Vedana, Sukha Vedana. Dukkha means painful feelings. Sukha Vedana, pleasurable feelings. And also there's another category called Adukkha Masukha Vedana. Neither pain nor pleasure. That there are such kind of feelings too. So now, how do we handle them? This is what we have to look at. There are all kinds of, in our day-to-day life, you may be finding these things. You may find this kind of situation, but you never thought about how can we see that kind of situation through the Dhamma. I think many of us face situations, certain situations. When you are facing such situations, painful situations, what could be the painful situation? Sometimes maybe sad situation. We have heard sometimes, not always we are in one-way direction. We face loss. Especially when you are at loss, so it's a very painful situation. When we are at sometimes very joyful situation, of course, like birthday, when you get gift and things, that's very joyful, very happy. So you are very happily enjoyed it. But we don't look at any of those things through the Dhamma. So we have to learn to look through those things through the Dhamma. When that happens, you can be happy. But we must know how. So at loss, I know some children. There was one child that I know who used to come to temple. One day she was coming with crying, tear-filled eyes. What happened? The situation was not that good because she lost her pet. Guinea pig, sometimes, they very much, children nowadays, they like to have a pet, and with so much love, they take care of their pets. Some children, they do not, even though they cry for asking for a pet, they do not take care, but their parents have to take care of them. I think what's really nice is, it's nice to have a pet, but you have to learn to take care of those pets. Caring and sharing whatever you have, whatever you can share with. By showing that compassionate way of doing things. So that is really helpful. That is you can do. And especially children can learn a lot of things associating with it. But in the situation that I experienced with a child was, this child was crying and crying because unbearable pain, because she lost her pet. Now, similar situation we all adults can face too. You may lose their, some family member, friend, relative, that based on how much you loved your attachment, based on your attachment, you may feel that pain so much or less. Degree-wise, there could be differences, but in the story of that child, she was crying because so attached, so much caring, so much observation that made this child to attach to this pet. So therefore, she was crying unbearably. But after talking, what do we have to see? Is there anything in this world forever? I asked that question. So no, slowly, that child came to understand all these things, because child thinks, it's why this happened to me? Why this happened to my pet? Why is it me? Likewise, so many questions this child was asking about the situation, being unable to accept it. The reason was, this child cannot handle it because she was denying, no, she should not, my pet should not die. This is what, as a child, it's a reasonable way to look at. But this is even an adult sometimes, when the person is not known to the Dhamma, always we have so much of questions when that kind of situation arises. So, doesn't like to accept the situation. In other words, we live in denial. We deny it. It should not happen to me. It should not happen to my friend. It should not happen to my family member. Everything else we can accept, as if the person, according to that person's knowledge of Dhamma, we may be reacting to things. So, death should not take place to either me or to people who connected to me. This is the attitude that sometimes some people have. So therefore, do not want to accept. So always, denying it, they live. So that brings more pain. Because this person, what we call, as Budhu said, Putujjana we call it. Worldling. In other words, in English translator has used worldling, Putujjana. Person who does not know the Dhamma. There are two people, according to Budhu's description. One is called Putujjana. The other person is called Arya Savaka, Sutava Arya Savaka, well-heard person. Ancient time, during the Buddha's time especially, people learn things by listening, not reading. Therefore, we call the word Bahusutta, well-heard person, who had heard a lot, who had heard Dhamma a lot. So that person, there are even today, we can see that people in the world, we can put into these two categories. One is Putujjana, the other one is who heard the Dhamma, who listened to Dhamma. Therefore, that person is handling according to his knowledge, his or her knowledge of Dhamma. The other person reacting to things because not knowing how to handle certain situations. This is how things are happening. So therefore, two different ways of reacting. So the worldling or the Putujjana handle just as if things are happening only to that person. So questioning comes because of that. Why is it happening to me? Why is it happening to my family members? So the question in other way is that, in other way, he's saying, it shouldn't happen to me. It's okay for the other people to happen. Likewise, so this is how that person is facing the situation and handling the situation. So it is not possible. According to the Dhamma, these people who come to this world, they go away from this world. Always. They come to this world, but they will never here forever. Not only living beings, even the things which comes to this world, they also go away from this world. They are only for a certain time. Everything has expiry date. So I think it's very much all of you are familiar with that. The date of something made and also expiry date, especially when you go to markets, shopping, you may have to find these things. You may look, oh, when, let me check. So this all of you do this. So therefore, similar to that, every being who comes to this world has expiry date, even though we don't know when. But if we forget this, what you end up with is that pain, because things happen unexpectedly. We know it's happening one day, but we don't know when. So we should keep that in our mind. When you keep that in your mind, definitely, even though your pet goes away, die, sometimes even we don't like to use the words, die, those kind of words also are kind of taboo. But that is how we use all this, we call it euphemisms. The words not really in giving the real meaning. Demise, disappear. So things like that, the words like that we use. But all these words are, same meaning, person or a being go away from this world by facing the death. Buddha says, if birth take place, definitely with that, death take place. None of us are free from it. So these things we have to remember. We have to expect. So therefore, no, your pets are not here forever. So therefore, but being unable to accept it, this child crying, facing so only thing that you heal yourself is accepting it. You have to accept it. So pets could go away, our loved ones could go away from this world. So we have to expect this. So therefore, what Buddha guided us was, he asked us to learn about the nature. This is the nature of things. This nature is always, we have to remember. So things could, unexpected could happen any time. So therefore, children, adults, so we should be behaving with this understanding. Dhamma knowledge could be so helpful for us to live our life peacefully and happily. So therefore, Buddha encouraged us to practice as meditation certain things. So not to do anything bad, but to do good. This is what Buddha always, trying to guide us. Children, adults, as any living being, when we live with the Dhamma, knowing the Dhamma, when the disaster takes place, we know how to handle it. So the handling is coming from with understanding, especially Dhamma understanding. Or at least if you are in professional field, you can see that certain things according to your profession. So you understand things are here for a short time, especially what is happening in the human realm, human world. We know that certain things are certain limited time period we are expecting. So therefore, knowing that when we handle these things, so that brings, we are expected, we know how things are happening. Now, but when we do not understand this nature, what happened to us? So like a dart or a thorn, hurts you, you get angry. Why this happened to me? Why not to the other people? It's as you behave as if it is only happening to you. No, it's happening to anybody else. But in your mind, you get angry because you did not know how to handle it. So therefore you get upset and angry and crying. You make it double. You will be starting up beating yourself, and likewise your behavior is so much, unexpected. The way is as if only it happened to you. You really, what happened is you make it really double. What happens? First is a physical pain. If you learn how to handle it as a physical pain, it could let go. But instead what you did was you got angry, you upset, and you looked at it many different ways. And you really, what happens, you start making it double because physical pain, and you added the value to it. It became a mental pain too. For example, let's say somebody in your age category, somebody came and beat you. Really, maybe he wanted to tease, or somehow, for some reasons, your attack was so strong and that person got really hurt. And also this happened while you are sitting with your friends. Now, situation was like that, and it's very embarrassing. It was really hurt, and embarrassment made it double. You added value to it. This guy always start teasing me anytime, whenever he sees, he attacked me. So, whatever the way that you are looking at it, because you were sitting with your friends, and because of that they laughed when he was beating you, and all these things make it very embarrassing situation, and you were so much upset about it. Physical pain could be very slight, but when you added these values, because the person who hit you, and the behavior, relationship you had with him, how he did things before, and he has always hurt you, he has done these kind of things, for many, many occasions, and now it happened at this moment, it happened while you are sitting and having good time with your friends, and it's so embarrassing, and therefore calculating all these things, you added value to it. That value was anger, with anger that when you look at it, so much of pain. And not only for just that particular moment, even whenever you think about it, it starts hurting you. So it could be a week later, you are thinking of that situation, and still it hurts very same way. Where does this hurt comes from? In your mind. Physical pain is gone already, yet mental part, mentally you are suffering. You so much holding on to that anger, because of anger. See now, if you had ability to forgive, if you had practice in your life certain things in dharma practice, what we call as, we all learn to practice metta, kindness, understanding, forgiving the other people. The qualities come from the practice of dharma. I think children always can practice. We as dharma school, or wherever you are, you learn how to practice metta, loving kindness. But that could help you to heal yourself. But what happens if you have never heard of dharma, never had experienced anything in that nature? So that could be really hurting. So you don't know how to forgive this person. So therefore, thinking again and again and again about the situation, you create more pain in your mind. So that is called putujjana, nature of putujjana, worldling. If the person has heard, had learned the dhamma, if that person live in the dhamma, that person knows how to handle it. Or he will be able to forgive that person because this person is due to ignorance, due to not knowing, without calculating situation, this person hit me. But if he really understood this, if it hurts, so he would never do this. Because we always keep doing things due to certain mistakes we do, due to ignorance, we call it. In Buddha's teaching, Supreme Buddha taught us, we do any kind of negativities in this world due to 3 root causes. What are they? Greed, hatred, and ignorance. So these 3 are the root causes. So definitely we can work it out. Skill we do develop. As practitioners of metta, we are taught as children, learning dharma practice, metta practice. So that way you learn how to love, how to show your kindness, how to show your caring, and all this. With these qualities you grew up, and then definitely what you do is you forgive that person. That's a skill by practicing metta that we develop. We can forgive those people who ever do anything hurting to other people. We are not supposed to do hurt anybody, yet due to our weakness we sometimes do. So anyway, Suttava, we call it the second person in this world, is called Suttava Arya Savaka. Arya Savaka means the practitioner, follower of the Buddha. It's a very nice word. Arya Savaka. Savaka in Pali word, followers of the Buddha. So, disciples of the Buddha in other words. So I think many of you are familiar with that word, disciples of the Buddha. So disciples are following the teachings of the Buddha. So that person practicing Dhamma, following Dhamma, he learns how to live without disturbing others. So therefore, Arya Savaka or the disciples of the Buddha live their life not to hurt anybody. Sometimes by mistake things could happen. Yet our effort is to not to hurt anyone. So definitely when we do practice metta, we will not do that. So therefore what we do is something, our behavior, meaningful behavior. It could be very blessing when we do adjust our life, listen, practice the teachings of the Buddha. We are follower of the Dhamma practitioners, we call it. So this, as a Dhamma practitioner, we can live our life to bring happiness to ourselves, and we can help bring happiness to others too. So anyway, now the child was, without knowing, this child was crying. So being unable to accept the death of her pet, she was crying. So we understand, knowing, consulting, learning the Dhamma, going to Dhamma school, learning things there, we know that everybody is facing the situation, facing the death, facing the demise, go away from this world. It could be human beings, it could be living beings, it could be someone who close to us, or even without close to us. There are so many deaths are taking place in the world. We are not crying when those things are happening. I think when you have seen it. when it was not happening, when the crying, so definitely you are handling it easily. So therefore you have to be very mindful. See these things. Practice whatever you have learned. Then you have to learn to accept things. Do not live in denial. So therefore, according to this, the Salla Sutta that I start talking about, so Salla means the ula or the katua, I said, or the dart in English. So when you got hit, so definitely it hurts you, very painful. But looking at it, the way that you handle it, depending on your knowledge, so you will be, with anger, with, you will be make it double within you. So therefore, without knowing how to handle, you make it. It's not somebody else. You are the one who is making it double, very painful for you. Not somebody did not come and create it for you. So you added values to it, and then you start creating more and more and more agony by thinking about it, thinking again and again and again, without knowing how to say it through the dharma. So that is how it happened. So remember, you are the one who is creating, not somebody else. So therefore you should be able to handle these. You should look through the dharma. When you do that, definitely you can heal yourself. You can create a very harmonious environment around you. So that you have to take the responsibility, and with that understanding you should be handling it. Then Budhu asked the monks in that Salla Sutta, what is the difference? So between the Putujjana or the worldling or the Suttava Arya Savaka, noble disciple of the Buddha. So then monks said, Venerable Sir, we trust on you. Dhamma coming from you, therefore please teach us. So that is what he said, what the monk said. So then he said, then listen carefully and learn it and remember it and practice it. So this is what he asked. So Arya Savaka is, as I mentioned, the person who knows the Dhamma, noble disciple. He always very peacefully, very happily handles certain situations. Certain situation means painful situation, right? Pleasurable situations. Pleasurable situation also, that person may not, Arya Savaka or the noble disciple of the Buddha will not elate himself or herself. Very peacefully, knowing the nature of it, handle it very peacefully with peaceful mind. And even there are certain situations like the neither pleasurable, no painful. So they are also neutral situations. We all go through these things in the everyday, day-to-day life. So therefore, with mindfully when we do practice, observe these situations, we definitely can handle very easily and very peacefully. That's what we expect. So there's a story I learned. That story says there was a family. Father, mother, daughter and son. 4 people in the family. Most of the time, father and son goes to the field to work. So mother and daughter, they cook meal and carry. So once they go in the morning until evening they work. So mother and daughter provide them meal. They bring the meal. One day, this father and son went to the field. It could be rice field or paddy field, wherever they went, and they were working. As they were working, son was attacked by a snake, and because of that snake attack, he died on the spot. Now what happened? Father should be, if he did not know the Dhamma, he should be crying and lamenting, beating up his chest, and all kinds of weird behavior could have taken place. But he saw it, he couldn't do anything, that the snake was very venomous, and because of that he died on the spot. So what he did was, let the body be there, and he sent a message, do not to bring food for 2 people. And so that mother and daughter also knew something had happened. So this should be the reason why he asked us to bring 1 food. So all of these people, even though they are poor, and based on their life was based on the family and the cultivation, so that we can see there's not a very high professional like today. They may be thinking the farmer's life is low, kind of low. It's not really low. We have to appreciate whatever the profession they are in. So these people, even though they are living in that simple lifestyle, they knew the Dhamma. They have heard the Dhamma and they were practicing in their life. So therefore, they were not lamenting or beating up themselves, why it happened to us. No question was asked, but they were very quiet, very peacefully. So father was continued to work until the wife and daughter comes. All of them, after they came, they brought the food, of course. So they prepared after mother and daughter came. So situation was explained, this happened. So now what they do, especially in Indian society, they do cremate. 3 of them got together, gathered all the dry wood, and put things together and cremated that body. As it took place, the story says that person, as a practitioner of Dhamma, he had listened to, he had known somehow. Story says this person, like I think you may have heard the Matta Kundali story, similar to that, this young man was born into divine realm. And as he was born into that realm, this is very spontaneous births. In divine realms, birth is spontaneous. So he was born there, and he was looking at how he was appear there, and he knew as a result of his good practice, he was born into this kind of new divine realm. And now he was so in that what happens, and his parents, and the sister was in the human realm, and they were cremating the body. And it says, that story says, that divine being appeared there and asked the question, came to see them and to ask them, because they were explaining, what are you doing? Because then they start saying, this is what happens, our son or my brother or our son was died, and because of a snake attack, and then so we are cremating. So why don't you cry? You don't. Then they say, we don't have to cry, because this is the situation. We all are here for a short time, and things could change any moment in our lives. So we have been practicing what the Buddha has taught. So therefore, knowing it, hearing it, he was happy. This was happy because they were practitioners. So practitioners handle things very peaceful manner. So this is what happened. This is how they handle that situation. So this is the difference. Person who has never heard of anything in such nature, who never knew Dhamma, they will really creating with angry behavior so different, why it happened to me, and beating up his chest, and he really make it double. It's like not only one arrow, the person is making it shoot of double arrow. So it's your pain, physical pain as well as mental pain, you are creating it, not somebody else doing that. Person who understands the Dhamma, that person really handle very peacefully with knowing the Dhamma. So they handle, even though that, in that story, that parents as well as the daughter or the sister of the young man who died because of a snake attack. So he handled it all of them handled it very peacefully. So as they were accepted it, they were not denied, because in the situation, death can take place anytime. So this is, I think many of us in our culture, they do practice as, Marana Sati. So Budhu has taught us to practice. Sati means mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness is helping us to heal ourselves. So therefore, I think all of us knowing the way of our behavior, the Dhamma that help us to polish ourselves, our practices and our mind by according to the lifestyle, adding our Dhamma into our lifestyle, we do live a very meaningful way of living that would be helping us to handle situation arises in our day-to-day lives, so which is very important to us. So therefore, Dhamma is so much helpful to either to handle the pain, what we call as pleasurable situation it could be, unpleasurable situation, painful situation it could be, and adukka masukha means neither pleasurable nor painful situations. So these things are in everyday life, not only once a lifetime. So therefore we mindfully we have to live our life. Mindfulness is the key, as Buddha said. Buddha mentioned to us, for our purification, mental purification is only one way to remember. So therefore, of course, if you know that there are satipatthana, discourse of satipatthana, so he talks about these 4 kinds of situation. So 4 kinds of mindfulness. So therefore, at least pain is, Vedana is one of them. So therefore, keep that in mind. Knowing it, we definitely can handle all these good qualities, good things in our everyday life, and we can handle any kind of situation arises. So therefore, I just wanted to share this, what is salla means. Salla is an ula or the dart, and that could be creating so much of pain, but the mental pain we create ourselves. It is sitting due to your added values to it, and it is sitting there, and you time to time you may be handling it with, if you don't understand, if you do not accept it, situations, definitely you may be doubling it and you go through the suffering. So therefore, let us learn this Dhamma and handle situations carefully to bring peace to ourselves as well as the others. So knowing Dhamma, you can handle either that your pet is going away from this world, so there's nothing, that's the nature. So pets are, as well as our human beings, our loved ones, they all face the situation that going away from this world. Even it could be something that's your toy, your teddy bear, that could be going away, you may be losing it. So any situation. So this is, Dhamma could be helping you to handle things very peacefully and happily. So I like all of you to learn this, keep this in mind, and so this could be shared with your friends, and that could be bringing, so much of joy, knowing you can gather some stories in a similar way and show them. So this is the way that Buddha Sadhu taught us to, Buddha taught us to handle situations. But to strengthen yourself emotionally, you can practice metta and loving kindness. So that would, instead of getting angry, you can pervade loving kindness, wishing wellness and happiness to all beings, including yourselves. So therefore, difference is that how you handle. You can see the person who has not heard the Dhamma, behave certain way. Person who had heard the Dhamma, you behave a very peaceful manner. That brings peace to you as well as to people around you. So that may not create anything. So you create an environment, harmonious environment around you. So I wish all of you peace and happiness through the Dhamma. May they rejoice. May all of you, the children who are celebrating their birthdays, may all of you have good health, prosperity, longevity, happiness and success in your lives. May all of you learn the Dhamma, and may it bring peace to you, and may you have opportunity to share the Dhamma with your friends, relatives who are not living together but who are living far away from you. Yet that could be the way to bring peace and happiness. May all of you be at peace. Today, the sponsors were family members including Devika Amarasekara, a resident of Hibunne, Nadika Amarasekara, resident of Canada, and Sampath Amarasekara, resident of New Zealand. You are sponsoring this Dhamma sermon, Dhamma session, to invoke the blessings of the Triple Gem to your children who are celebrating their birthdays. Is not being in one place. Some of them are in Sri Lanka, some of them are in Canada, some of them are in Australia. Let me read who is celebrating birthday in March 9th. Celebrate Onita Jonal. And 24th of March, Evans Disanayaka in Canada. And 30th March, Tenuki Lisma and her friend Situli Seya, cousin brother Denal Disanayaka, and Chanul Kulatunga in Australia. So we wish all of them good health and success, especially their success of their education. And also sponsors want to send their loving memories, loving blessings to the children who celebrate their birthdays in January 17th, Yenuka Binovin, and 18th January, Chanuka Miraj. So this is also one of the wishes that they want to bring very successful, happy birthday, even though belated birthdays, yet they want to wish them good health, prosperity, longevity and happiness. And to send loving birthday wishes and blessings to our beloved daughter, Rayleigh Disanayaka, who celebrates her birthday in 30th August. Of course, it's in the future, yet, so let's wish her very happy birthday and good health, prosperity, longevity and happiness. And to invoke blessings for all the children in our families, our friends and children all over the world. Of course, that's a very kind, generous thought that they had. Children are the future. So may all of them be well, happy and peaceful and successful. And also they like to share the merit with all the departed relatives or family members connected with their families. May all of them be, wherever they may be, if they are in a position to receive the merit, may they rejoice His wholesomeness, may they all attain ultimate peace and happiness of Nibbana. May all of you, as sponsors, may all of you and your family members enjoy good health, prosperity, longevity, happiness and success in your lives. So wishing so, I like to end this session by sharing merit මේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලම් රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ බුද්ධානුභාවේන සදා සොත්තේ භවන්තු තේ භව සබ්බ මංගලම් රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ ධම්මානුභාවේන සදා සොත්තේ භවන්තු තේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලම් රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ සංඝානුභාවේන සදා සොත්තේ භවන්තු තේ අභිවාදන සීලිස්ස නිච්ඡං බුද්ධාපචායිනෝ චත්තාරෝ ධම්මා වඩ්ඩන්ති ආයුවන්නෝ සුඛං බලං තේ. Wish all of you good health, prosperity, longevity, happiness and success. May you be at peace. Thank you.
සාදු සාදු සාදු. ධර්ම දේශනාව පැවැත් වූ ඔබ වහන්සේට පාද නමස්කාර පූර්වක ස්තුතිය පුද කර සිටිනවා. අද දින ධර්මදේශනාව සඳහා දායකත්වය ලබා දුන්නේ හබරකඩ පදිංචි දේවිකා අමරසේකර මහත්මිය, කැනඩාවේ පදිංචි නදීකා අමරසේකර සහ නවසීලන්තයේ පදිංචි සම්පත් අමරසේකර ඇතුළු පවුලේ සුපින්වතුන් විසින් මාර්තු මස 9 වන දින උපන් දිනයේ සමරන ඔනිත යනාල්, කැනඩාවේ පදිංචි මාර්තු මස 24 වන දින උපන් දිනයේ සමරන එවන්ස් දිසානායක, මාර්තු මස 30 වන දින උපන් දිනයේ සමරන තෙනුකි ලිසාමා, සිතුලි සේයා, ඩිනෙල් දිසානායක, ඕස්ට්‍රේලියාවේ චනුල් කුලතුංග යන දරුවන්ට ආශිර්වාද සිදු කිරීමටත් ජනවාරි මස 17 වන දින උපන් දිනයේ සැමරූ යනුක බිනොවින් සහ ජනවාරි මස 18 වන දින උපන් දිනයේ සැමරූ චෙනුක මෙරාජ් දරුවන්ට ආශිර්වාද සිදු කිරීමටත් අගෝස්තු මස 30 වන දින උපන් දිනයේ සමරන රයිලී දිසානායක දියණියට ආශිර්වාද කිරීමටත් තම පවුලේ සහ මිතුරන් ඇතුළු ලෝකේ පුරා සිටින සියලුම දරුවන්ට ආශිර්වාද සිදු කිරීමටත් අද දින ධර්මදේශනාමේ පින්කම පැවැත්වුවා. එමෙන්ම මිය යන්නට යෙදුණු දෙමව්පියන් ඇතුළු ඥාති හිත මිතුරන්ට පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනා සිදු කිරීම අරමුණු කර ගනිමින් අද දින ධර්මදේශනාමේ පින්කම පැවැත්වුවා. අපවත් වී වදාළ පූජනීය ගල්බොඩ ඥානීස්සර ස්වාමින් වහන්සේට මේ පින් අනුමෝදන් වී උතුම් බෝධියකින් නිවන් සුව අත්පත් වේවායි ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා. වත්මන් විහාරාධිපති පූජනීය කිරින්දේ අස්සජි ස්වාමින් වහන්සේ ඇතුළු විහාරවාසී සියලුම මහා සංඝරත්නයටත් දේශකයාණන් වහන්සේටත් නිදුක් නිරෝගී දීර්ඝායුෂ සම්පන්නිය සහ චිරජීවනයේ ලැබී ධර්ම ශ්‍රවණය කළ සියලුම සදැහැති පිරිසටත් උතුම් ධර්මාවබෝධයේ පිණසම මෙම කුසල කර්මය හේතු වාසනාම වේවා. සහභාගී වූ සියලුම දෙනාටත් හරිත රූපවාහිනී නාලිකාව ඔස්සේ සවන් දුන් ඔබ සියලු දෙනාට හරිත ටීවී කාර්ය මණ්ඩලයටත් උතුම් වූ සිව්සස් දහමම අවබෝධ වේවායි ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා. ඔබටත් මෙවැනිම උතුම් වූ ධර්මදේශනාවක සදැහැති දායකත්වය ලබා ගැනීම සඳහා 0703 96 96 96 අපගේ දුරකථන අංකය විමසන්න. ඔබ සැමට සම්මා සම්බුදු සරණයි.